Come make me tell you where I come from. Always stay strong. They are long, I try right some wrong. Show you where I come from. Redemption songs. Paint the pictures of the city where I was born in Brooklyn. Bred me in Queens, product of a borough full of Mike Myths and hoop dreams, crack fiends, nickel and dime hustles to crack your muscle. My corner store stay packed under the trestle, broken glass, looking show to shake they ass on South Road. Winters was cold, visions was bold, but limited to South Side and Jamaican paradise where 40s and dice was supposed to drown the pains of life. Make me tell her where I come from, tell her where I come from, make me tell her where I come from, tell her where I'm about to pass the mic, let's go.
My dudes stand in the front, smoking their blunts. When I walk past, they tell me what they want. They want to see me rise, want to see me shine. Tell me go to school and don't be no fool. Learn all the jewels so we can build our community new. So we ain't gotta rely on the white man's lies in order to live our best life.
Mercy me, the younger version of me, East New York, from the pink houses I be. Mercy me, young child, not wild, but here I be, little rose in the concrete. Mercy me, my folks, my block, my hood make me who I be. Mercy me, young queen from the east, who one day will see all the beauty in me.
We're live from Washington Heights, live from El Barrio, donde mis dominicanos blast merengue and dembow. Hit up the bodega for a quick desayuno and café, getting ready for the day. Tell my students every day, don't forget where you come from. Be proud of who you are and lift up your peoples. Buy back your block, don't let them strip it of its worth, cause it's worth more than you'll ever know.
Cultural capital is our truth and our way. We out here finding ways to survive every day. The streets and our elders teach us different ways to be, cause life for kids is harder if you are black like me. As teachers, we need to bring the streets into the class, giving students knowledge more than how to pass. We need to give our students skills to survive so that they can be the ones to thrive.
Clap it up. Streets is watching. Somebody read the first bullet.
How does this unit reflect the current socio-political context and empower students to develop and/or deepen their self-agency?
How does this unit align book sense with street sense? Seeing the community as an authority, as Farrah says, reading the world as a work.
Can someone in the class please read the unit objective?
Students will propose and develop an urban planning project by applying trigonomic concepts to meet the needs of their community.
So the first thing that we're going to do is just kind of get to know each other. And I'd love for 3 people to describe the most beautiful thing about living in your current neighborhood or the neighborhood of your childhood.
So something that happens in my current neighborhood that used to happen in the neighborhood of my childhood is like when people blast like just music of like that relates to like your culture and they're just like super excited, and sometimes you see people like dancing on the street. And that used to happen in my neighborhood of my childhood too.
If you're from the outside, there's a lot of kids downstairs who smoke, who drink, and you might be intimidated by it, but whenever I see them, I feel so secure because I know they got my back. So that's really beautiful to know that they got my back.
Yes. Would you consider your neighborhood racially diverse, either the childhood or the current one? And it's just yes or no? Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
No.
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 No. Right, I want us to just think about that amount of yeses and nos. I'd love 3 new people to describe what usually happens in our neighborhoods, especially our people who say no when white people move in.
More cops, property value goes up, and taxes also increase.
People's perception of the neighborhood, I guess, is better. They think it's better quality. So it's the same place, but automatically they think the value goes up and it's just a better place to live.
Can anyone describe what the effect of white people moving in the neighborhood has happened on you or your family, friends, or businesses?
My neighborhood is about to happen. So like in the Bronx, if you know about the whole Jerome Avenue has been like rezoned.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of rezoning going on, and like, you know, stuff, just businesses are closing and reopening, and yoga comes in, and you know, things under the guise of this is the community center, but now we offer yoga and we offer this, and a gym pops up and several gyms pop up and all of these kind of things happen. But is it for the people in the community or for the people who are about to come to the community?
Thank you.
All of this is described as gentrification.
And then I know you had things you wanted to share.
And I just wanted to share that I feel like when I'm listening to what you said, all of what's being said, it also, it's like a form of trauma. Because I think one time you and I were driving down Atlantic and I was saying, you become geographically disoriented in your own community. So like, oh, remember there's the Conway on that side, it's after the Conway, and then when Conway goes away, you no longer have that as a reference point.
Right.
And so what does that do to us?
Yeah.
If you want to talk about guns, why is it that there's a gun shop on almost every corner in this community?
Why?
Tell you why. For the same reason that there's a liquor store on almost every corner in the black community. Why? They want us to kill ourselves. You go out to Beverly Hills, you don't see that shit. But they want us to kill ourselves. Yeah, the best way you can destroy the people is you take away their ability to reproduce themselves.
Yeah.
What are you either feeling, thinking, or question? Something you're wondering. Time goes now. Draw it in that box.
Buildings, I guess, next to each other, side by side. One is guns, the other one is liquor, and then the other one is Starbucks.
Thank
I
you.
drew a sad face with tears just knowing about the intentional, systematic prejudices against the people of color, and to take that knowledge and turn it into power.
I drew a stick figure with a question mark because as Lawrence Fishburne, as he was talking to the people, they were just wondering why is all of this stuff going on that you're telling us about.
Thank you. So we're gonna listen to a back and forth conversation with Spike Lee. I'm gonna play it, and the transcript is in front of you. This was a community meeting. Spike was in the community, in an auditorium, talking about his work and his activism, and someone asked him a question, and this is the response.
There's an old article in the New York Times saying the good of gentrification. I don't believe that. Here's the thing. I hope here in New York, it's changed. And why does it take influx of white New Yorkers in the South Bronx, in Harlem, in Bed-Stuy, in Crown Heights for the facility to get better? The golfers will pick up every one of them days. The 165 Washington Park.
I'm going to give you some time to just like ingest this with your classmates. You can answer the two questions at the bottom, or you can talk about something else that stood out to you, and I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to do that. So, Spike, in this rant, talks about the benefits of gentrification. Can you pop out some of the benefits he said?
Public schools get better.
Yep. Any other benefits? Yep.
Public safety.
Yep. Right? So that there are these benefits that happen, and my question to you is, your question to me is for who? On your last part of your handout, you'll see I've chosen 2 stanzas as text. And I want you guys to self-direct in your groups how you're going to get through this. But I want you to pull out themes. So I'm going to give you 6 minutes to self-direct how you and your group members pull out these themes in these 2 stanzas. One is Buy Back the Block by Rick Ross. And the other one is The Story of OJ by Jay-Z. You have 5 minutes, self-directed. How are you going to tackle reading it? How are you going to tackle agreeing on the themes? It's only 5 minutes. I do have a suggestion that someone be the timekeeper. One theme.
Generational wealth.
Generational wealth. One theme.
Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. One theme.
Invest in your own community.
Thank you. One theme.
Take ownership of what's yours.
Yeah.
Collective economics.
Thank you. And here's what I want you to understand, because I'm going to talk about our final project in this first unit of our school year. It's called Build Up the Block. So can somebody read that first bullet?
Ross and Jay speak about buying back the block and cleaning up the neighborhood. However, they focus on buying businesses primarily, and we know our neighborhoods need more than just businesses. They also need beauty and functionality.
So all of you are engineers. They're going to need an engineer to build up the block, not just buy it back. So you as the engineers for your urban planning project, You're going to survey your physical neighborhood by taking pictures of the elements and eventually turning them into an engineering draft. Then you're going to actually survey your neighbors on what kind of structures, building, resources they believe is needed in the neighborhood. Finally, based on your collection of evidence, you will propose and design an engineering project that will benefit your community. Possible projects could be something practical like lighting, something more fun like a zip line. As part of your project, you'll submit a drafting including side lengths and angle measurements. Your work must demonstrate the way trigonometry is used to determine the various line and angle measurements of your drafting. Your final presentation will include a project description, drafting, and corresponding mathematical work and explanations. 90 seconds, either ask a question or make a statement.
How much time do we have to survey?
Can't wait to see the connection between today's lesson and the first math lesson.
Is there any way any of the buildings that we could create could be submitted to like public officials?
This is the epitome of Streets is Watching, because this unit is going to engage in the current social political context, not just make you aware of it, but develop and deepen agency to change it. And during the process of it, we are absolutely engaging our community because we know they have a bunch of knowledge, that the community is the authority. We are going to engage in reading the world by engaging in our community and making some changes and reading the word.
When I was in math class, I was always thinking, how does this apply to me? And automatically, I wasn't interested, especially in high school math, the minute I walked in, because I was like, this has no reference to my life. And it was never brought to me. It was all about remember the equation, remember the whatever and everything. And what would this look like? What would it look like to me if math was brought to me this way? And what would it look like to our students if math was brought to them this way?
You use a lot of your pre-elements, right? So you start off by reading stuff, annotating, and then we have to draw a picture, and then we saw a video, and then we listened to an audio, right? And so I thought that was really cool. So it was like you was touching on, like, I'm not a drawer, but I like looking at movies, right? And like there's certain people who are like literary individuals, so it was like you were able to touch on different people's learning styles to get their attention.
Depth of knowledge, right? Bloom's taxonomy, differentiation, scaffolding. You got it all going on here, and it's phenomenal. And I think that it gives room to revisit a lot of this. But the greatest piece, I think, is the hands-on, the kinesthetic. I know we talked about that in the content salon about where's the kinesthetic, Maria, and the kinesthetic is here in terms of what your action plan is and what you're creating to change community, but also involve yourself in making it better.
And I think just great planning lend to this lesson, because if it wasn't planned really well, I don't think it would have been executed and been able to within the 47 minutes. So just the great planning that this was.
For me, it just comes back to math has to have a context. What is going to make me want to remember these formulas? What is going to make me really understand the importance of A, B, tangent? What is going to make me really want to be like, I need this. I need this. It has to be context, right? And I also feel like if this is, and for this teacher, this is the September project, to talk to your kids about you're going to be an engineer, and you're going to be an engineer in service of your community. We could build an engineer to benefit the community, and how powerful would that be to start from day one and then actually have the agency to say, like, this is how I felt, and part of that was hopelessness, and this is how I feel, and part of that is not only a career, part of that is not only being able to take care of your community, but knowing that you as a young person have everything you need in order to make a change.
New kicks, new themes, new ideas, new rhymes, new voice, everything clear. The youth bring out everything I forgot. Adulting with all the answers, it's not. Give them space, let them tell you their story. Like John Legend, just fill them with glory. Hey.
Bronx is always a tale of two cities. Boys standing on the corner looking gritty. But listen up, my mama was a scholar. Shoulders high made her a little bit taller. Vantage point see a little bit farther. Even though I had a part-time father. Saw past all the muck and the squalor. Past the man chasing the almighty dollar. That's all I have.
Oh my God! I wish I could go back 10 years when I landed my career and had no fears. When Boo and I decided to become a team, was scared to come together to support my dreams. I wish my mom could tell me about credit. At 700 score to a 50G debit. Instead of reading, just buy and gain some equity. Take the money out and buy some property. I wish I wasn't so damn vain. Rocking hair extension Jordans in $1,000 chain. Take that refund money and invest in yourself, your health, and most importantly, your financial wealth.
Come make me tell her where we come from. Oh, it's still strong. They got long, I try right some wrong. Make me tell her where we come from. Oh, it's still strong. They got long, yeah. Come make me tell her where we come from. Oh, it's still strong. Yeah. See Sean Bell face, hell and ambush in the night. Left Kalu with some pursuers, robbed him of that honeymoon flight. Stole that man's life, never got to kiss his wife. No convictions, no justice, such is the plight. In the home of Matulu, Asata, zone of the Zulus and Shotters. Another murder scene in Southside Jamaica, Queens. Tell you where I come from. Tell you, oh, it's still strong. Show you where I come from. Street just watching, them cops be clocking.